So I was the chief executive regional manager for acquisitions regarding the West Coast and 20% of the East Coast production of fuel and processing customer acquisitions. And since they're closed and I was laid off, I'm pretty much looking for a new position. I pretty much handled the flight logs and managed high ticket flights and high ticket customers that needed to ensure that their trips. And I also was in control of managing the budget for the fuel for the planes every day. So I had a pretty big job there, and it carried a whole lot of responsibility. So I'm pretty good with managing. After the pilots would land the plane, everybody would get off the plane. I would take the plane, drive it over to the fuel lodge, fill up the plane, and bring it back. You can call down to the regional office to verify that.
That's right, family. Spirit employees are trying to find work immediately. It's very tough right now. Job market is tough. Economy is tough. And 17,000 airline employees from Spirit has been laid off. So these guys that have been laid off, they have a ton of experience. They are able to do the highest positions possible. And we have to be more fruitful to this situation because it can happen to anybody. This is not just something that transpires for one batch of people or one gender of people. This is happening countrywide, and it's at the point right now, man, where you got to be seriously prepared about your situation, and that goes with not just the economy, but just, health-wise as well. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to have everything in line as much as you can. I know it's tough. I know a lot of things are going on. You're trying to, keep up with your bills. You may be check to check. But, you have to find a way to accommodate for this crazy societal situation that has transpired through 2025 through 2026. And I know some of you are probably wondering, is this something that's going to continue to arise? And yes, this stuff is going to continue to happen, man. We don't have a level of leadership within this country or government that truly cares about humane society, that are spiritual, that wants to see, everyone flourish. What we have behind us, what we have in front of us are people that are greedy, war-driven, and they can't really see past the dollar, and they can't really see past power. So as long as these things continue to happen, we are going to continue to go through these things. So at this current point in time, like I said, you guys must stay prepared, stay ready, because, these layoffs are happening to everybody at any given time, So if you are getting paid, check to check, try your best, man. Try your best to put something aside, because, like I said, this stuff can happen at any time. Jobs are not promised to you. your position is not promised to you. I know your mom and your dad and your grandparents told you that if you go get a job, everything will be great. You know, you can live like a king or live like a queen. But that's not the truth. That's honestly not the truth. You know? So you guys look out for yourselves and understand that, you know, we are in an economic tornado. Not a spiral, not a downfall, an economic tornado. And you guys know what tornadoes do, man. They rip the lids off the top of homes. And in this case, the top is the top of our head, our minds. My name is St. Nicholas Brand. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.